guys, Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia, and today I am here to share with you our October and final Christmas Stampathon challenge for 2019. So this month's challenge is all about shaped or 3D cards. So I have chosen to do the simpler version and I am going with shaped cards. So what I have used to make these cards, I've used the nested label punch, the Holly Jolly Christmas bundle, which includes the stamp set and the dies, and the coordinating Night Before Christmas designer series paper, which is 6x6. I've used some vellum, gold embossing powder, not that I'll be showing you any of the embossing today because I've pre-done it, and I've added in some metallic pearls, and these come in silver and gold, but I'm using the gold today, and I've just used a touch of foil paper. So this is what we're using, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop everything aside because I want to show you how I made this really cool card from one of our dies. So this is folded and it is really cute. So I'm going to bring in my die cut machine, and I already have our stitch nested label dies on here. So this is a folded piece of crumb cake, okay, and what I'm going to do is pop it down here, fold it, and I'm going to line up my die cut. Now what I'm making sure is that the die is not cutting over the folded end of the card. So that means we'll just miss a bit of the point at the end, but we will have a card that folds out and is connected. So let me show you this. Whoops. So this comes off perfectly, and I just need to bend this because the stitching makes the two sides want to stick together. Oh, this really doesn't want to come apart, but guess what? This is real-time crafting, isn't it, girls? Okay, so you can see connected together and done. Now the other thing while I'm here, I just want to cut another 'Tis the Season, because I'm going to be making 3 cards with you today. So even though they're really simple cards, I just wanted to show you how they came together with some tips and tricks. So that is our foil piece together, and now we are up to assembly, which is nice and simple. So I do love this nested label, the stitch nested label dies, because of their great shape, and they suit so many projects. They're not masculine, they're not feminine, they're just perfect. So with the 2 cards, okay, so I've now have 3 cards ready to go, and I have used the paper that I've also cut with the stitched nested label dies, and I am just going to use a touch of wet glue. This is our multi-purpose adhesive here to stick those down, and of course now I'm on screen, it didn't want to work. Of course, that's always the way. So while I'm sticking these, I will tell you a bit about our Christmas Stampathon challenge. So this is a challenge that we have run from January. Now I'm going to make sure I'm doing it on the correct side. From January, and this is our last challenge that will finish on the 25th of November. And basically we want, and by we I mean Ruth Trice, Rosalie Desmond, who is in Australia, Ruth's in the UK, and we have Denise Garrison in the US. We decided one year we were so far behind with our Christmas projects that we were going to do something about it, and that's how this challenge or group came about. So we challenge you guys every month as part of the Christmas Stampathon to make X amount of projects, and normally it's 4, so I'm actually going to end up making 5 cards, but we do want cards. We had home decor, we have had tags, we've had different types of cards, color challenges, just so we can have a stash. So when I start writing my Christmas cards, which I hope to start very, very soon, I've got them all there ready to go, and I don't need to make anything extra. And of course we do have some prizes to go along with the challenge as well. So just going to pop this die out. Now I don't need any extra persuasion. This one is coming out quite nicely. I'll just pop this back on the magnetic sheet so I don't lose it in the abyss that is my craft room, and all my bits have fallen out perfectly. So what I want to do is I've used our stitched rectangle dies to cut out this season's greetings, and I'm going to pop this up the top so you can see Santa and his reindeer at the bottom. And I am just going to use some snail adhesive because this is pretty much the right width, so you won't see where there isn't any adhesive. So I know vellum is a really tricky commodity in seeing where the adhesive is, but because this is the correct length, this one works perfectly. And I'm just going to see if, hopefully I don't rip this. No, I don't. That was a bit too high up for my liking. I would like it just a touch lower. Make sure I'm getting it as straight as I can. That is not straight, but that'll do. Okay, now with our season's greetings, I normally don't use wet glue with our vellum, and it is because vellum can buckle with our wet multi-purpose glue. But what I am going to do, I'm using this one as a bit of a guide. I'm just going to be putting teeny tiny, and I do mean teeny tiny drops of glue just to tack this down, and I can be a bit more generous in a few of these thicker areas. I just don't want it to move. And then we're going to use the same adhesive behind. Of course I'm going to get glue everywhere now. But hey, real life crafting, isn't it? Pop this tiz back where it's meant to be. Okay. I'm going to pop this down, and what I'm going to do is just grab a block here. Just pop some weight on it so then that adheres nicely, and move on to our next one. So there isn't much to these cards, but I have made them pop with the gold and the pattern paper. So the pattern paper is quite traditional, which reminds me very much of my grandmother or my childhood Christmases with one of my grandmothers who had a traditional tree and always do a traditional roast, which I still do to this day with my family. Okay, let's see if I'm not going to drop this one. Hooray. Okay. And pop this one down. Now it doesn't matter if it's straight or not, because this sentiment sort of does lend itself to being free form. Okay, now to adhere this down, I'm going to hit those same similar spots on the back of the vellum, and then we're just going to add some of these metallic pearls, and that's these cards done. They'd be perfect as tags as well, because they're not your full-size standard card. They are slightly smaller, so they will work really well. Or you could use one of these smaller sizes and make an opening tag, so you can write on the outside, on the inside rather. Okay, that's that one done. One more to go. These are coming together much quicker than when I first made them, because I was dilly-dallying with my ideas. So if this Christmas Stampathon is down your alley and you'd like to make some shaped or 3D cards as an addition to your Christmas stash, come along to our Facebook group and share your projects. And you can go in the draw for a prize pack for your country. So Rosalie and I have done a prize pack for Australia. Denise has done one for the US, and Ruth for the UK. So I'm going to take just my gold metallic pearls here. And these are not, I can guarantee you, are not going to want to go onto the end of my scissors. Oh, maybe they are. And I'm just popping two at the end of the sentiment here, just to finish it off. So I've got one at the top and one at the bottom there. And then on this one, I'm just popping a few more, just a scattering, because these are really, really gorgeous to use. And I love that I'm just using, oh, this one really does have a mind of its own. Even though it's not quite the same tone of gold, it does work perfectly with the colouring using the gold. It's going to pop. Oh, and there's a silver one that's popped in there. Pop this up. That's gone onto the floor, and there it shall live. Okay, and this last one with the Santa hats, which I think are totally adorable. Oh. So please leave in the comments if you like these quick and easy shaped cards and what you plan to do for this challenge. I would love to know, so then I can keep an eye out and comment when I see your project pop up on our Facebook group. We do hope to be back next year. No firm plans have been made yet, but hopefully in November we will be able to update you about our 2020 plans. And please, if you're watching me, please make sure you pop over to the group and give the other girls some love as well, and watch their projects and be inspired by what they're doing. So they are my 5 projects. So one lucky person will get one each of all my projects for the challenge, and another person will get a prize pack. So please make sure you're in it to win it. One ticket, meaning this month's participation, may just win it for you. So just to recap what I have used the Stitched Nested Labels dies. I've used the Holly Jolly Season dies. I've used the stamp set from Holly Jolly Christmas, the matching Night Before Christmas paper for my layering. I've used some gold embossing, some gold foil, and the metallic pearls. Can't wait to see your projects, guys, and I look forward to announcing the winners in November. Have a great day. Bye.